Hey guys, Leah from Pineapples and Penguins TV here to talk to you about Peacock's The Lost Symbol, Season 1, Episode 3, titled Murmurations. Your 2-minute or so talk starts now. Okay, during this episode, Peter is in his water bath tank in the Araf dealing with his own personal stuff. That's where he spends the episode. Meanwhile, the CIA has Warren and they're questioning him, and Sato tricks him into telling him what's on the other side of the portal. It's basically a power too big for any one person to control, which the Masons figured that out when one of their members did control the power and was able to bend matter with his mind and control things, and too much power for one person, it had to be protected. That's what the Leviathan group does now. I'm a little disappointed in Warren. We'll get into that later in my 2-minute takeaway. Meanwhile, Nunez is housing Robert and Catherine. Robert is concerned because Malak told him he has to do this alone and Catherine won't leave. She's not going to. She doesn't care if an assassin's after her. She wants Robert to just calm down and think logically. He knows the answer to this. She uses some of her pseudoscience. She has a research assistant come over with a helmet hat thing and some headphones, plays some soothing music, and has him, I don't know, just go into a trance, basically. He does come out of the trance having said a bunch of words. Solomon, judgment, wise, amulet, a bunch of things. But now he does realize what the issue is, and he knows the cipher. So he uses the cipher. It comes up with a phrase, buried Ezra Love. And they Google and find out that Ezra Love was a Freemason, and he was buried in a cemetery nearby. Except not buried, he's in an urn. So they think, okay, well, maybe the capstone is in the urn. So they get to the cemetery, they go through the urn, no capstone, just ashes. The Masons are watching though, because Ezra Love is part of the secret to get to this portal, and another Mason shows up with a full-on gas mask and tries to gas them out of the area where all the urns are. They find a hideaway stairs to the basement, they kick it open, they get down there, they find a reel that's a really old-timey movie, and they are able to escape. They take the reel back, they start to watch it, and it is birds, starlets I assume, because of the title of the episode, Murmurations, flying in patterns, and as the camera pans out, you see that it is a guy holding his hands in different directions, causing these birds to move in these directions. And then he has them fly to their death and hit the ground. Right then, the reel burns up. So they have no more information from this reel. But they are a little bit closer. Now, while this is happening, the research assistant that brought the helmet to Robert and Catherine, she meets Malak, make-upped Malak with the wig, in a coffee shop. He starts talking to her, he drugs her, and then, unfortunately, he kills her. And he sends Robert a text from the 4th book of the Maccabees, which is basically, if you're disobedient, I will punish you. And this is how he did it. Catherine should have left, Robert should have left her behind, and now Catherine's research assistant is dead. It's pretty sad. And he leaves her on the grass, surrounded by what I assume is a blood Leviathan symbol. So that is where we end episode 3. I'm going to do my takeaway in just a second, and we'll talk about a couple things there, and I will see you next week for episode 4.